Hi everybody, it's Lulu here. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are making sick soup, aka ham soup, leftover ham soup. I actually did the stock for this already, and I think I was going to post a video and I looked absolutely exhausted. I was like dead in it. So today we're just going to focus on the actual sick soup. So first things first, we are going to go ahead. I'm going to give you all of the ingredients. You're going to want some leftover cubed ham from a holiday or whenever you cooked it and you just haven't had a chance to use it up. You're going to want about a cup or so of black-eyed peas. If you're making this in a pressure cooker or a crock pot, make sure that they're not cooked yet. These are from a can. You're going to want to create a traditional mirepoix. So an onion chopped, a carrot chopped, and then some celery as well. If I'm being honest, I usually do like 2 stalks of celery, 2 carrots, and then a full onion. This is 2 russet potatoes that have been cubed and peeled. Here's the magic ingredient. You're going to want 1/2 cup of ketchup. And then today I'm actually going to throw this in. It's tomato condensed soup just to help. And then I think I said this earlier, but I actually have 4 quarts, also 16 cups or so of the stock, which is ham stock that I've cooked down to perfection. So that's ready to go. So now we're going to go ahead and get started. Okay, so let's go ahead and get that mirepoix going. This is the pot that we are going to make the soup in. It's really important that you cook this up and that you brown up these bits in the pot that you're going to be using. So first things first, I have it on high. I'm going to drop it down a little bit. A little bit of olive oil in this goes a long way. So make sure you put a little bit of olive oil in the bottom of the pan, or butter if you're feeling a little rich. And then I'm just going to go ahead and put this in. Ooh, sizzle. I'm sure you can hear that. If you can't, I will show you in a minute. So this is just getting all nice and brown at the bottom of the pan. And we want to do this until the onions are mostly translucent and the celery is kind of cooked down too. This is going to give some really great flavor to the soup. So make sure you do that. This should take anywhere between 1 and 5 minutes depending on the heat and depending on how much you have. So just be patient and I will show you what this looks like once it's been cooked up. So this has been cooking for about 5 minutes. I want to give you a good look at what that looks like. See that good stuff at the bottom, those bits? Yeah, that's what's going to make it taste super. So this is mostly carrots, onion, and celery at this point. Although if I'm being totally honest, some ham did end up in there. And that's actually what I'm going to put in next. I'm going to put the ham in just to give a little bit of fried up bits of the ham into the stew before we put the liquid in. So grab your ham and just put it in there. I love seeing the ham water and fat from the bag as I put it in. And then just mix this up. Mix this up with all of that delicious carrot, onion, and celery. So it can get just a tad bit browned on the bottom as well. Because then we're going to put our liquid in. Oh, this smells so good. Who doesn't love ham? Okay, so the ham is in there. It's gotten just slightly brown on the bottom, along with this delicious, delicious carrot, celery, and onion. And I'm gonna go ahead now and add the liquid to this. So we will see if I can get this in one shot or if I spill it all over myself. So this is actually really thick. This is a very thick, viscous liquid from all of the good fat and everything else we got out of the ham bone from creating our stock. And I'm just gonna go ahead and add that in. Ooh, yes. Look at that, super viscous and delicious. I'm gonna give it a little stir. And then I'm going to add the rest of the components to this soup. So, and it does become very thick. But once it's very, very much getting into a boil and it cooks down, it's just the best texture. So at this point, I am going to go ahead and add in our potatoes. And this is about 1.5 cups of black beans, so I'm gonna add those in as well. And give it a little stir. Now the fun ingredients get added in. So first things first, I'm gonna go ahead and add in a can of condensed tomato soup. Now, if you don't have tomato soup, you can add tomato paste. You could try tomato sauce. The goal is to give the fat in the stock something to kind of grab onto. We want to make sure we're doing an equal balance of our acids and our bases. And then finally, I'm adding this last bit of tomato ketchup. Any tomato ketchup will do. And then I'm going to give it, ooh yeah, one final stir. And I'm going to do a couple things here. Oh my gosh, this smells so good. Do a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, my NaCl, a little bit of salt, and a little bit of pepper. And now we're going to bring this to a boil. Once it's at a boil for about a minute or so, then we want to drop it down to a simmer and give it 2 to 3 hours to really cook and get all those good juicy bits out. So while this is cooking, while it's being brought to a boil, let's talk about the alchemy of what's going on in this soup while it's cooking. So I'm gonna try and grab this to show you a little bit what's happening right now. So we're bringing it to a boil. While this is being brought to a boil, all of those flavors are being kind of burst into each other. And then as it simmers for 2 to 3 hours, the starch in the potatoes is going to start to break down and thicken up with all of that ketchup and fat and broth and everything else from the stock that we have in there, and really help it become kind of like a thick and savory, delicious soup. Depending on how thick you like it, you can always add a cup or two vegetable stock or water. Some people want this thinner, they want it thicker, so just be thinking about that as you cook it. I will say that the magic and the secret behind this recipe is really from my late husband's grandmother, Barb. And she used to make this for us every Easter, or I'd say after the New Year when we had a leftover ham. What's nice about it is you just take the ham hock or the ham bone and you simmer it just the way you would simmer it in water in making this soup. So you would simmer it 4 quarts of water, the ham bone, a carrot or two, a stalk of celery or two, an onion and a bay leaf, some peppercorns, and let that simmer for 2 to 3 hours. And when you do, you strain that liquid and it becomes this delicious thick stock, which is what we're using today. So I'm gonna go ahead really quickly now and just take a sip of this, make sure we're on track. Now's the time, if you're not on track, to retrace your steps and add or subtract something from the recipe. Oh my God, that is so good. That's perfect. Absolutely perfect. And we're back. The soup is done. Come on and take a closer look here. Look at this delicious red color. And let's have a taste. Oh my God, that is delicious. For more recipes and things about life, please log on to lulusjubilee.com, where life is best celebrated.